And what's going on, everybody? I am Kadarius Washington, and y'all are checking out the Sports Rundown. And folks, we have a huge matchup on Thursday Night Football tonight between the Los Angeles Rams and the Seattle Seahawks. And folks, I think this has to be the biggest game of the season. This is already the biggest Thursday night game in the Amazon Prime era. And especially based on the stakes and the circumstances, this might be the biggest Thursday night football game we have ever seen. I mean, this game could pretty much decide the 1 seed in the NFC. Now, look, folks, every so often we get a big Thursday night game, maybe like 1, maybe 2, possibly 3 each year. But I don't think that we've had a bigger Thursday night game than this one right here, as this game could fully shake up the standings in the NFC playoff picture. This is a matchup, folks, between two of the best teams in the NFL, and I think you can make an argument that these are the two best teams in the NFL, and the winner of this matchup controls their destiny for the 1 seed in the NFC. Both teams are 11-3, and which, by the way, this is the second time this has happened in a divisional game since 2000. And we already know that only one team in each conference gets a bye and home field throughout the postseason. And folks, in the NFL, having home field matters. Having that first round bye matters. And looking at this game, especially from a Sam Darnold standpoint, this is very similar to the Lions-Vikings game last year to close out the regular season, game 272, where last year the winner was the 1 seed and the loser was going to be the 5 seed. And as we know, Sam Darnold, who was with the Vikings at the time, did not play well, and the Vikings lost. And they had to go on the road in the playoffs and ended up losing to these Rams in the wild card. And take a look at this, folks. Sam Darnold, since 2024, is 0-3 against the Rams with a QBR of 34 with 7 yards per attempt, 3 touchdowns, and 5 picks. But against everyone else, he's 25-4, 5.4 yards per attempt, QBR of 60, 55 touchdowns, and 19 interceptions. And the first meeting against the Rams in Week 11, Sam Darnold didn't play well. He threw 4 interceptions in the game, but yet and still, the Seahawks were a Jason Myers missed 61-yard field goal away from beating the Rams. I mean, the point of this is this Seahawks team is absolutely capable of beating the Rams. But the buck both starts and stops with Sam Darnold. He has to play well in this game. And also, since he's been playing in these big, meaningful games over the last couple of years, there's starting to become a narrative that whenever he encounters a big game, especially like this, he freezes. He freezes in the big game. So I believe Darnold has to play well tonight in order to ice that narrative. Even if Seattle loses in a heartbreaker, Sam Darnold has to play well, or else Seattle, they're going to be going on the road in the postseason. And looking at it from a Rams standpoint, the Rams are a team who I consider to be the best team in the NFL. They're the most complete team in the NFL, and I think right now they are probably the favorites, or should be the favorites, to win the Super Bowl. But here's the thing. The Seahawks match up really well with the Rams. And it's sounding like Davante Adams also is going to be a no-go with that hamstring injury that he suffered on Sunday. And honestly, I don't think he should play in the game either, because hamstrings and soft tissue injuries, period, are tough injuries to manage, especially on a short week. And with managing Davante and managing Stafford, that's all the more reason that the Rams need to play for the bye in the first round of the postseason. just to make sure that everyone's good. And speaking of making sure everyone's good, you have Puka Nacua, where you have to wonder, is everything good with him? I mean, trashing the refs on live streams and messing with these streamers and doing all this stuff here. But anyway, you have the receiver matchup with Puka and Jackson Smith in Jigba, who I think right now is the favorite for Offensive Player of the Year. He has been incredible all year. Both of them have been incredible this year. And I heard this stat earlier. This is the third game in NFL history between two receivers averaging 100 yards receiving yards per game in Week 16 or later. But folks, everything about this matchup is absolutely incredible. This is a matchup of two of the best teams in the league, two really, really good defenses here. And you know what? We're going to make a little freebie pick here before our regular pick segment tomorrow afternoon. So the Seahawks are favored by 1.5 at home here, and I'm going to take the points with the Rams. I think looking at these two teams, I think the Rams are the better team overall. I think Stafford is the better, more reliable quarterback. And listen, a great game from Stafford could help seal his MVP case. And when you look at it from a Seahawks standpoint, the Seahawks run game is not reliable, and they're going to be without their left tackle, which is a big deal for Sam Darnold and his blind side. But I think the Rams are just the better team in this matchup, and it's very, very hard to pick against Stafford and the Rams. So I'm going to take the points and go with the Rams plus 1.5. But folks, this game is going to be absolutely electric, and this should have a playoff type feel to it. And boy, oh boy, I can't wait for this thing. Like, comment, subscribe, click that notification bell to be notified of when I post again, and also follow me on Twitter and on Bluesky at CW Talk Sports. That's CWTALKS Sports, and I will see y'all the next time, which is in all likelihood going to be tomorrow because it's pick segment day. Duh. But anyway, I will see y'all the next time. Peace.